So first off, we gotta set the stage. So we needed a battleground that would accommodate 1, my boat, 2, vampires, so it's gotta be nighttime, and 3, a leprechaun, so we gotta have a rainbow.
It's not necessary, but it just seems appropriate.
So we decided that we need land and ground, so we're gonna be on the shore at night, and the thing that we learned existed is a moon rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So this is our battleground. So we all have all our powers. I'm on my boat. I got my crew. So here's the thing. First off, Chris, you have a lot of weaknesses as a vampire.
This is true.
Yeah. It's not great for me. It's especially against Lucky Charms.
I don't know if the pot of gold light is equivalent to sunlight, but that would be problematic. I'm gonna say it's probably. I don't know, because then that's just like a one shot right there.
So I think the first thing that Count Chocula would do is he'd use his crystal ball to like do reconnaissance on you guys.
All right. So yeah. So you would see that I'm on my boat. I have my kids armed with wooden swords because they are basically just wooden stakes. Maybe they're shaved down to a fine point. And then I guess guns on the other hand, because why the fuck not?
I mean, you have the wooden stakes, but you actually have to stab me.
Mm.
Yeah, I would have to get you and stab you.
You'd have to get close to me.
And then the captain's gonna have his wooden sword. And did I talk about the crunchoscope?
No, I don't think so.
What is that?
How did I forget that? Okay, this is like the fucking main thing from the commercials that you'll remember once I say it. Basically, the way Captain Crunch works is he blasts onto the scene with his boat, and the kids go, "Crunchitize me, Captain!" And he points his looking glass at them. And then they are teleported into, like, Captain Crunch reality.
What?
So, like, they turn, like, usually it's a live action, like, kids that are like, "Oh, we're at the museum with our class." It's like, and they're talking about cavemen, like, "Oh, I wish I could just eat some some Captain Crunch cereal."
Lucky Charms is winning. It's infiltrating.
And then it's like, you just hear the whistle, like the doo-wee-oo. And then the ship bursts onto the scene. And they're like, "Crunchitize me, Captain." And then they fade into, like,
Cartoon
the
land.
past. And the kids are riding dinosaurs. And, like, the teacher is, like, gets eaten by a T-Rex or something. One thing you'll have to worry about from the captain's thing is that if he gets you in his sights of the telescope, you're basically fucked, because he can pull you into his reality, which could be a place where it's a sunny day, or it could be a place where there's no rainbows or marshmallows.
That does complicate things. So the problem I run into is I feel like Lucky is going to have trouble actually, like, initiating violence. I don't think that's just the thing that he would do. Like, I don't think that he like considers that a possibility.
So
I think he could.
So you'd see, like, Count Chocula and Captain Crunch fighting and just be like, "Ooh, they're fighting," and just, like, watch.
Right. I think he would assume that they're after his Lucky Charms.
Ah, okay.
Because I feel like that's generally what he does to, like, literally any stimulus, is assume they're after his Lucky Charms.
At least I think for what we're doing, I think he should just have the motivation, like, maybe we stole his gold, or...
What if you actually stole the Lucky Charms?
Oh, so now we're in a
he's
position
making it
where
personal.
we have each stolen half of Lucky's not marshmallows.
We stole Lucky Shrooms.
I think there's some Leprechaun magic going on, because I keep saying the wrong words vis-a-vis Lucky Charms. So here's my thing, Ben. I have lots of eyes on my ship.
I can turn invisible.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because the weakness of the Leprechaun in general, and I'm not sure if you came across this, is that the Leprechaun's one weakness is the steady, unmoving stare of a human.
What?
As, like, in Wikipedia and, like, all the other I did a little bit of Leprechaun research, and all the Leprechaun stuff I saw is, like, the way to beat a Leprechaun is you fucking stare him down, and he has to, like, stop and, like, either give you his gold or try to cut a deal with you.
Interesting.
But unfortunately, you do have that invisibility power, so I'm not quite sure where this goes from here.
So it just depends on if you're invisible from the start or not.
He can also apparently just teleport instantaneously. So, like, and stop time. I feel...
Can we say that he can only use one power at a time?
Yes, this is true, yeah. I think this is actually, as far as I can tell, true in the commercials as well.
So if he's teleporting, and let's say he hypothetically teleports onto the ship, he's going to be visible for a little bit, because he can't use invisibility while he's teleporting.
Right. He can also just stop time and go onto the ship. Also, I feel like in my mind, what I want to do is use the balloon's power to just, like, rip the ship up out of the water and then just eventually drop it.
That could be problematic for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a balloon. I got pointy shit. I got swords. I can poke it.
but they're marshmallow balloons. I think they're still actually marshmallows. I don't really know how it works. Marshmallow magic is confusing.
I think I'm okay to concede the point that you could make my ship.
I think what it comes down to is that if Lucky were to actually put his mind to it, he would 100% win. He's just too powerful. But I don't think he's capable of putting his mind to something aside from protecting his lucky charms.
I think we can both agree that Chris is not winning.
Yeah, Chris is not winning this.
So I think my main tactic would probably be to separate the kids on your ship.
Sounds really creepy.
Sounds creepy. But I'd try to bite one of them because then they would be on my side.
But they're not full of chocolate.
Oh, that's
not
true.
Dracula. You said this.
Well, that's not like what vampires do. They don't. Yes, they are sucking the blood, but if they bite them, it's not the blood that turns them, is it?
I think it depends on the vampire mythology. Sometimes it's like a blood swap.
There is a hilarious chart of vampire mythology on Wikipedia where there's y-axis is all the different things that vampires are in, and the x-axis is all the different weaknesses of vampire, and it's just like a yes-no list of which weaknesses apply in which fictions. And apparently one big one is they have OCD, so you can defeat vampires by making them count something.
Yeah, you just drop noodles on the floor or something. They're like, oh shit, I can't just wait right there. I have to count these.
Also, I don't think that Chris can ever defeat the Leprechaun because the Leprechaun's only weakness is the stare of a human, and you're not a human.
Oh, that's true.
I guess if he turns a kid, if he turns a kid and gets the kid to do it.
Yeah. So I think I'd probably send ghosts and my spider at your boat. I'd stand at the base of your ship and you wouldn't really know I'm there. And I would try to scare the kids off of the boat and they would jump into the water and I'd grab one of them and bite them.
That's actually a pretty good plan.
Okay. So how about we do it this way? Instead of trying to come to a universal winner, because there's a lot of what ifs, a lot of hypotheticals here. This may be the most hypothetical dense question we've ever done. What if we gave a win percentage to each of our answers as we go?
I like that. I like that idea.
So Chris is going to first scare a kid off my boat, turn the kid into a vampire.
Yes.
Use the vampire to get the leprechaun by having the kid stare at the leprechaun, and then I guess can turn the remainder of the kids to turn on the captain.
Well, if I can turn Lucky, then I think I can beat the captain very easily.
Oh.
That's true.
So I'm not killing people, I'm turning them to my side.
Got it.
That's true. I think that's the main route to victory there. And we have established that Lucky is very easily catchable by small children.
Yeah. Children are his weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Captain's route to victory is basically, I'm not worried about the vampire as much, because from the bow of my ship, I can see, a bat or a vampire coming. I think you'd have to fly over as a bat.
Yeah.
And I think
I can walk on water, but
or walk on water, however you want to do it.
But I have distractions and stuff, so.
Yeah, I think I could fairly easily get you for an instant in my crunchoscope and crunchitize and bring you to the daytime paradise.
And that's just kind of game over.
And I think that would just be game over, because sunlight is one of the big ones. And also, once he's in the crunchitize zone, he can lift his arms and create mountains and fucking put the bad guys often show up tied up already in the other world. So I think the crunchoscope is game over. And then it's just a matter of having enough eyes to see Lucky. So if I can get any of my kids or myself to see Lucky the Leprechaun, then I'm okay.
I would argue that he is frequently seen by children in the commercials and does not seem to be stopped, but he is 100% OP without any kind of weakness, so.
Then the other thing is, I have one, I guess, trick up my sleeve, which I'll use here. So you say you use your balloons to destroy my boat.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would probably hear something an alarm coming from deep under the ocean. Because in one particular commercial where Captain Crunch was fighting the interplanetary, what the fuck did they call them? Soggies? They called them Soggies that would try to make the cereal soggy.
Gross.
He literally just takes off out of fucking nowhere in a giant Gundam suit space version of himself.
That's amazing. Oh, I actually remember that.
So Captain Crunch is a giant space robot.
Hmm.
So that would be my backup if something happens to my ship.
Lucky did once blow a hole in the moon, remember?
Yeah, so we could have an epic space battle, which would involve. I guess it would be decided by whether my giant Gundam would be able to survive a star-shaped hole in its body.
I guess during all of this, Lucky is flying around in his frog ship or whatever. So
yeah, so that's where I'm going. I think even if I crunchitize you, I think you have enough powers that it would be like an even crazy Harry Potter magic battle where we're both like manipulating the landscape and like throwing fucking giant hills at each other and volcanoes and all that crazy shit. So
okay, so that's Marcus's path to victory.
Yeah, I guess I have a kid catch percentage and maybe like a slightly less than 50-50 shot in a crunchitize situation.
So what's Lucky's path to victory?
So I would say there's about a 50% chance that he just like does something that's like immediate victory, and a 50% chance that he turns a couple of logs into an old horse. Which is something else they did in the commercial once. Or something about that level. I think that's kind of what it comes down to, is that it's basically, he's basically, you know how there's like sort of like the fantasy trope of like crazy wizard who is incredibly powerful, but just sort of like randomly does stuff and half the time it's like useless or actively harmful? I think that's kind of him. So I think it's basically a coin flip.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't if you go invisible, it negates both my crunchitize power and my kids seeing you. And how would I find you? I have a sonar.
Actually, wait, hold on. Are both of you wait, I have a good one. What company created both of your cereals? It's
Quaker Oats.
Are they both Quaker Oats?
I think mine's General Mills, I think.
Oh, yours General Mills? Damn. Okay. Well,
I have to double check that.
So at least for Captain Crunch, Lucky can go back in time. So he can go back in time and stop Quaker Oats from ever being created.
I don't think that Quaker Oats is in the same universe as Captain Crunch.
I mean, if the company doesn't exist, the mascot can't exist.
The mascot can't exist.
I'm just saying.
You just make a couple subtle changes that Captain Crunch never actually pursues his dream of becoming a sea captain, and he just works at an office instead.
Exactly, yeah. He's actually like Calculator Crunch, and he's just like a really good accountant.
Yeah, so I guess if you're invisible, I have a chance with my sea dog could smell you, and I have a sonar.
If I stop time, you're just boned. If I teleport, you're probably just boned.
So we've laid out our plans. Do you want to vote on who we think would win? We can't vote for ourselves?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I will vote for Lucky.
Ben?
I think I will go with Captain Crunch.
Okay, so I cannot win.
I will say that I kind of almost feel like we have... So there's a part of me that feels like it's almost a rock, paper, scissors situation, because I like your turn a kid idea. I feel like that actually has some legs. I like this situation where you can defeat Captain Crunch, and then a lot of the time Captain Crunch will defeat Lucky, but then pretty much always Lucky will defeat Count Chocula.
Right.
So I would put it, let's say 50% chance that Lucky would just immediately win with time travel.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have any recourse for that.
Nope.
I think, given not that 50% chance, Captain Crunch maybe has a 35% and then a 15% chance for Count Chocula. So I'm saying 50 for Lucky, 35 for Captain Crunch, 15 for Count Chocula.
That's actually the same proportion that I was thinking too.
Chris, consensus, or do you think you're higher?
I think I'm a little higher.
30-20?
This isn't personal, Chris. This is not about you are Count Chocula. It's, man, you can't even use the Leprechaun weakness. You're not a human.
Yeah, but I can get a human.
I also do feel like the turning Lucky is a scenario that is...
Yeah, if I can turn one of you, then I'm good.
So
I don't think I would win. I wouldn't say I'm 50%, but I think I'm higher than 15%.
So is it like 50, 30, 20? Or are
I would say
Crunch
that,
and Chocula even?
Yeah, I'd say Captain Crunch and Chocula are even, and then Lucky is 50.
I could buy that.
I just I think my crunchitize is too strong against the Count Chocula.
The reason that I would buy the even percentages is the possibility of turning Lucky.
The thing is, you say that you can crunchitize me or whatever it's called, but I have distractions, so I can send ghosts and I can send my spider, and then I can just sneak onto the water. I have telekinesis too, so I can use obstacles to block me.
My kids are pretty good fighters, though. And they're battle hardened. I'll go 50-30-20. That's my that's
That's your final offer.
That's your final offer.
Or else what?
Or else I'm gonna go back to 50-35-15 and just disagree with you.
Well,
I will also throw my admiral's hat behind 50-30-20.
Fine.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Lucky, overpowered, fucking crazy.
Yep, nerf Lucky.
If Lucky had a different personality, he would probably be 95%.
Oh yeah.
Like something has to go horribly wrong.
It's basically he's basically Superman in all the like who would win in a fight questions, except that it's not that he's really nice, it's just that he's kind of dumb.
Yeah, exactly. It's like whenever you talk about like Superman or like Goku, where it's like, yeah, they would win in a fight, like, but if they were actually fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I think I'm surprised we came even that close on an agreement within 5-10% points.